Kurt Wannebo, coming here to represent Carmel Valley. Thank you for joining me here, Kurt.
Craig, thanks for having me.
All right, so now we just heard Pete Middleton say that the inventory is low. We're hearing that a lot. Now, I'm not trying to pick a fight amongst our experts, but you were on the radio show this week, and I know you have a lot of respect for Pete. You guys do a lot of transactions out there. But you're actually suggesting this week that the inventory is opening up a little bit. So
That's right.
You're seeing that there is an opportunity to get those offers accepted if you're going about it the right way. So let's talk a little bit about the inventory.
Yeah, so what I've been seeing are a lot of real estate agents that I feel, and a lot of the news reports data from 30 days, 60 days, 90 days back. But I like to look at
not
things.
Anymore.
Not
now
anymore.
We're here.
Now we're here, real time. I like to look at things. I look at things almost sometimes every day and check out the inventory and see what's going on out there and see what's going on in my particular area that I'm working in, and looking at the inventory across the county as well, just to see what the trends are doing.
And all areas are different. I mean, where I just
absolutely.
referenced Pete, he's La Jolla.
Right, absolutely.
And he covers different areas as well, but you're Carmel Valley and that surrounding area.
Right, so I can't speak to La Jolla specifically.
Sure.
But I can state, as far as the county's concerned, we had an increase of almost 30% in inventory over the last 30, 45 days.
So 30%. So what is that figure?
Right now,
Plus
I
or
look at
minus.
numbers as far as single family units, condos, and 4 units and below. And right now, we just reached that 12,000 mark. And some people say, well, that's kind of high. If you want to take out all the multi-units, you're probably running around 10,000 units, but that's still higher.
That's what I was going to ask. 10,000 units. If I'm not trained to this type of language, is that a lot or a little?
We're getting near the middle of the road.
Okay.
In the first quarter of this year, we were down to 7,000 units if you're taking everything into consideration, or even lower than that if you're knocking out all the multi-units. And so, again, it's a 30% increase, and so things have opened up a little bit. The area that I specifically work in March, there were 87 units on the market.
Okay.
Right now, there's over 280.
So that's opened it up a little bit, makes it a little easier.
Absolutely. It's opened up the inventory a little bit for buyers, giving them a little bit more of an opportunity to find some properties. What we're seeing as far as sellers are concerned are that they're not necessarily receiving 10 offers within 2 days.
Good. It makes it a little bit more fun to go out there and house shop. We have so many people that are reaching out to us through the website that they've made 20 offers and they can't get that offer accepted.
Right. And so it has opened it up. And by no means am I saying, we're anywhere near levels of 20,000 units like we were back in 2007.
Sure.
And prices are falling. But it's become a little bit more stable and not as drastic as it was in the first quarter of this year.
Why is the inventory opened up? Because it was a smaller number a matter of a month or two ago. So it's opened up. We're saying around in your area, the North County, the Carmel Valley area, 10,000 or so. Why do you think, what's your opinion around seeing more homes hit the marketplace?
Well, first you have to understand, why was it so low? Why was it so low at the end of last year and the beginning of this quarter?
Okay.
A couple of reasons. One, seasonal. Not a lot of people are putting their homes on the market during the holidays. It's just not something everybody particularly wants to do, having people come through their homes, etc. Secondly, the banks have done a tremendous amount of work and put in a lot of work and energy in regards to helping people who were in foreclosures and short sales. So if you look back about 18 months, our inventory was split and divided by about 30% foreclosures, 20-something, high 20-somethings for short sales, and the rest was traditional sale. Those numbers for short sales and foreclosures have dwindled, diminished drastically, to the point now where it's only about 11% of our inventory, and now it's about 80-something, high 80s as far as traditional real estate goes. So that's the reason why it got so low. Foreclosures and short sales dried up very quickly at the end of last year. It was the holiday season, so it was very low. Now let's fast forward to through second quarter here. Some of the reasons why we've seen the inventory open up is one, it's not seasonal. It's the beginning of, or it is seasonal, I should say. It's the beginning of the summer. people put their homes on the market just to get them sold. March through June, they want to attract buyers. Kids want to be in schools. Secondly, the word got out.
Yeah.
Right? The word got out.
That's what I was waiting for.
The word got out in respect to homeowners hearing about the drastic things that were occurring and people receiving multiple offers. And a lot of those people who had been sitting on the fence and really didn't have a reason to sell over the past couple of years unless they absolutely had to and they had equity, now they're hearing and now they're seeing their opportunity to possibly sell their home, get something better than what the market had been doing for the past 5 or 6 years, and put it out there on the market. So there's a lot of people, in fact most of the people I talk to today are in that scenario.
It's kind of cool when you see appreciation. I mean, let's be honest, the housing market's had its teeth kicked in for so many years and now it's heating up. Of course, they come out of the media and there's a real estate bubble and all that nonsense. You know, that's ridiculous. I mean, it will probably flatten out. I don't expect to see 20% next year. But if you take an $800,000 house, it goes up 3% a year. You're talking about, what, $24,000 in a year. That's a gain, plus the tax advantages and everything that comes with home ownership. But as we've seen, you know, the inventory open up, it is helping people out that I think the buyers were on the fence for so long because they didn't want to be the first one to party. Either they got burned by the tough market or someone they knew. Now you look at sellers who've been sitting there this whole time. I know that you've done a lot of short sales. A lot of those people say, well, gosh, I've waited this whole thing out for this long. Why would I sell now when I'm seeing a 20% appreciation? If you're in the house, even if you didn't go underwater, you're still seeing these huge gains. So why the heck wouldn't you say, well, let's wait this thing out a little bit. This is fun watching our $800,000 house go up 20%. But that doesn't mean people aren't ready to sell the house. They don't want to move up into something bigger. They're not looking to maybe get into that school district, whatever it may be. You deal with these stories a lot more than I do. The move-up buyer, I love it because you have the opportunity to burn the high interest rate mortgage you have right now, because it might be at a 5.5% when rates right now, I hate to quote rates because of APRs and disclaimers, I'll be careful, but you know, they're in the 4% range. When you burn the higher rate mortgage, you get a lower mortgage, you reposition the equity that you've built in that house. Now you're creating this down payment on this lower interest rate mortgage. People are getting in bigger homes for equal payments or close to, you know, in the same ballpark. Tell me a little bit about some of the stories you have, people that you're helping, similar transactions.
Yeah, so one of the questions I get asked quite frequently is I talk to sellers who are considering selling right now in light of what's going on, and they ask me, well, should I wait another 12 months because everything's gone up 20%? And I have to kind of explain to them that 20% appreciation really was condensed and happened in a very short period of time. And so looking forward 12 months, I don't see anything like that happening drastically. I don't see our inventory shrinking again. And so, yeah, they're going to see a little bit of appreciation over the next 12 months. However, it's not going to be as drastic, and they want to capitalize on these interest rates because, like you said, with what's going on with the feds and the announcements that they make, the trend is such that interest rates might start increasing. And if they don't sell now, they're not going to be able to capitalize on the interest rate on the other side.
Well, a guy who's been recognized by the Wall Street Journal as the top agent in San Diego, I think you could probably pick up and be successful anywhere. You just got in the business in 2003?
I've been in the business 8 years. I've only owned my own company or been on my own for about 6.
Right. So you could pick up and do anywhere. Why Carmel Valley?
That area, what I'm focusing on is really central to where I live, first of all. And it really has a wide demographic of people in respect to homes all the way from $250,000 all the way up to multi-million-dollar homes. Now I'm focusing more on the middle point of those and really wanting to work with buyers and move-up buyers. You know, and it's really an ideal area as far as the schools are concerned. People are wanting to be in that area, and a lot of times people in that area like to move within that area. So as far as recognizing and having a client base in there, they're people that or clients that I can have for life and do multiple transactions with in a very small, confined little area.
Kurt, busy guy. I appreciate you coming in here.
Thanks, Greg.
BrokerKurt.com. If you want to connect with Kurt, good friend of mine. You know, I want you to realize when we pick these people out, these professionals out, there's certain standards they have to pass. First of all, they have to do big numbers, but that's not why they get aligned in this show. They also have to be great people. They have to be friends of mine. They have to be people that I can trust. Kurt's one of those guys. He's based out of Carmel Valley. He's doing all kinds of business up there. Look, stop making decisions one mistake at a time. When I have a guy like Kurt here, I really want you to connect with him. He's obviously a wealth of knowledge, and I really do appreciate him coming in here.